half. That's all we need. Saints are 10th into the top half with that point today. Arsenal 29 from 16 played. Now then, have a look at this. The list of Liverpool's substitutes this afternoon. Quite stunning. Coutinho does not start. Firmino does not start. Less of a surprise perhaps that Emre Can does not start. But the first of those two? So if they don't, Andy, who does start for Liverpool?
Well, I'm actually quite pleased as an Evertonian that you've said that. What we've got for Liverpool is a team that, well, it surprised me. I know it surprised John. What they've done, the four players, Can, Wijnaldum, Firmino, Coutinho, all played against Brighton last week. All played against Spartak, was it midweek? All played against Spartak midweek. But this is Everton. This is the local derby. Would you leave arguably two of your most influential players on the bench?
No.
I wouldn't. I don't know what John thinks, but I wouldn't. But what that means for the team is Solanke obviously comes in. It's only his second start since he arrived there, so he's going to play there. What they've got here, I mean, obviously Mane will play in a wide area. Do you agree with this, John, that Oxlade-Chamberlain when we start wide and Salah will start in the middle?
I think Salah may start wide and Oxlade-Chamberlain one of a midfield three.
You might go that way.
Yeah.
And then with Milner and Henderson, they could even do that, I suppose, John, couldn't
that's
they?
what I think they'll do.
You think they'll do that?
Yeah.
That would seem a more
4-3-3.
Liverpool-like formation to be going in with that. But no surprise that they've gone back to a back four. Robertson in instead of Moreno.
Coutinho especially. He's a match.
What happened second half is Southampton sort of went about the game and thought we'll just hang on to what we've got. They went for a more physical presence. Giroud good in the air, and I tell you what, it's a brilliant header. It's a floated ball, and he's still got so much to do, and he generates pace off the flick and the accuracy into the corner. A stunning finish.
Not an easy thing to do, is it?
Absolutely not. And Fraser Forster, I have to say, wasn't really troubled. For all Arsenal had the possession, didn't really work him
One shot on target in the second half before that goal from Olivier Giroud. That was the free kick from Sanchez, of course. In some ways, though, you can understand a bit of frustration from the Arsenal supporters because they're here, they're looking for a goal. They've looked pretty impotent for most of the game, and then you take off Lacazette, who's only played 90 minutes twice all season. Wenger seems to hook him all the time.
Yeah, I think Lacazette himself will be frustrated. You know, the way Arsenal played today, the speed, the tempo of their passing, the quality into that front three. That you need to get the ball into those guys, and to not do that regularly enough, and just the slow pace that they played at today will be frustrating for him coming off as well. But for Arsenal and their supporters, not really good enough.
The change was good though. I mean, it was good because Southampton had narrowed up so much, there was no space in there. So, you have to say well done to Arsene Wenger for putting Giroud on.
In some ways it was almost the perfect game plan, though, wasn't it, from Southampton? Because they were so hard to break down in the second half, and they built it all from taking the lead so early on through Charlie Austin, who clearly loves playing against Arsenal.
Well, there's a lot of players who enjoy playing against this Arsenal defence. It is a poor clearance from Mertesacker. Charlie Austin, all throughout his career, he's a natural goal scorer, and he's still got a bit of work to do. Lovely reverse pass, but it's a wonderful striker's finish.
Let's talk then about this Arsenal defence. You do wonder what the succession planning is, don't you, for Arsene Wenger? Because we've already said he's got a back three with a combined age of 96 playing here today. Holding sitting at home watching. Callum Chambers is sitting at home watching. What is the future for the Arsenal back line?
I think it's been something that we all talk about for not just this season but many years, really, isn't it? Where is that leadership? Where's that defensive solidness to the team that they once had many years ago? Yes, they've got that attacking flair and ability to go forward and score goals, but they need to be solid at the back to give them any kind of chance of competing at where they want to be, which is the top of the table and in the Champions League.
Can Arsenal win a title with that back line? And we all know the answer. Absolutely not. It's as simple as that. So, how can Arsene Wenger not see that?
Can they win a title with this front line if they sorted out the back line?
Yeah, I think, in an attacking sense, they've got so much talent up top. I like Lacazette. It didn't happen for him today. I'm a big fan of Ozil, what he can do on the ball. and and Sanchez, well, they're not going to be here at the end of the season by the looks of it, are they?
Pellegrino, though, his message to his players is going to be one of taking your chances, isn't it? Because they had the opportunities, and they will know that those opportunities just came and went.
That's right, yeah, the game could have been out of reach. This is Romero's effort, just skimming the bar, check. Seemed to have his angles pretty, he seemed quite confident.
Did he get lucky or did he get his angles right?
He seemed quite confident on it, but Southampton certainly had the chances. This one from Tadic, great little reverse pass to Bertrand. Bertrand's touch takes him in, and you think he's just going to slot it past and into the back of the net, but they've been caught out with not really sort of maximising the opportunities they've had today, and it was helped a little bit with some of the defending that we saw from Arsenal as well.
That was the chance, wasn't it? 2-0, no way back. I have to say, I think Peter Cech does really well. Comes out, makes himself big, but if you're Pellegrino, you're thinking, we've got to put those chances away.
Absolutely. What are you thinking, though, if you're Arsene Wenger? Let's hear from him. He's with Lindsay.
Arsenal, a very disappointing start to...
John, yes, and not many know that originally Liverpool played in blue, Everton in red, which I think comes a bit of a surprise to John Barnes.
Well, kicked him out of Anfield. Kicked Everton out of Anfield.
Left of our own accord.
Some say potato, some say potato.
We didn't, any of us, expect West Ham to beat Chelsea. None of us, I don't think, expect Everton to beat Liverpool. But why might that happen, John?
Because in football sometimes anything can happen. You get a red card, you get a sending off. Modern day football, a mistimed tackle can cost you dear. Big Sam's defensive minded coach, he'll be going for set pieces. I think that's his best hope. If he goes toe to toe with Liverpool today, they've got no chance. But the last time they won was my team, and it was very similar. Liverpool big favourites, better players probably all over the pitch. We went there and got an early goal. I think if you can get an early goal, something to hang on to, that's the best chance.
Any concerns at all about the afternoon?
Well, with Big Sam, he's going to be defensively organised, he's going to be strong, he's not going to give them the space to counter-attack, and if they can stop Coutinho in tight areas, the other players we have, the Manes, the Salahs, need space to run into. That's the game they play, and that's where we've struggled against the teams who play that way, which Everton will play that way. And of course, from set pieces, they'll also be strong. So John's exactly right. He'll defend deep, defend in numbers. Of course, he'll be happy with the draw. And from that point of view, if you're asking me a case for Everton winning, it's exactly the same as John. However, I just feel that Liverpool will have too much. I think that the back four at Everton are not mobile enough, even in tight areas, to cope with the front four of Liverpool.
It's the first of our two derbies. We follow, of course, with the game in Manchester United at home against our league leaders. The Saints in control at the moment against Arsenal by 1-0. Have Arsenal threatened that lead in any way? I'm thinking back.
They've had a lot of possession. They've been neat and tidy without having a cutting edge up front, because they get the ball wide, crosses coming in, they're not going to score. Southampton are defending in numbers, and while Arsenal have a lot of possession, they haven't really caused that many. They're neat and tidy without really having a cutting edge.
We've seen a few games like this over the last couple of weeks, particularly if we've been watching City. 3 teams going against them and do pretty much what Southampton have done since the goal. Sit back, defend deep with numbers. It's almost like, and they're defending narrow with numbers, which is, they're almost saying, if you want to cross it, cross it. Because we feel with Yoshida, with Stevens, with Van Dijk, if you want to cross it from those sort of areas, we'll give you the ball there and you can have it there. But what we're not going to let you do is
come through the middle,
feed little balls in and around the 18-yard box, little give and goes.